All right, YouTube, I'm back with another video topic, guys. So I wanted to talk about a couple weeks ago, literally, I think a couple months ago, actually, matter of fact. But this just came to my attention. So Joe Biden made a statement a while ago saying something like to the teachers of the year, the board, or something like that. When they're all our kids. When they're in your classroom, you're like their parents, they're your kids. Well, I disagree with it. I disagree, but in a sense, I agree. I want you to watch my kid like they would be yours. I don't want you to put your hands on my kid. I want you to come back and tell me how bad my kid was so that I can put my hands on my kid to let them know how bad they were. I want you to be able to teach my child basic math, how to read, how to write, how to handle themselves in class. Whenever they get in trouble, you reprimand them by giving them detention, writing them up. Trust me, I'll hear about it. I'm the parent. All parents hear about when their kids are acting out. But enforcing certain ideologies on children, and I'm for it because we had like debate classes in high school. So I'm all for like the debate classes and everything like that. But silencing kids and forcing certain things onto them, forcing certain ideologies onto them, bringing drag queens in school, which are prostitutes. I don't know why they're doing that. My thing is, if you're going to be doing that, why are you locking up these female teachers that are sleeping with the young boys? They should be locked up, but my thing is, so you'll lock them up, but then you'll bring in drag queens to teach kids about what? But it's just like I don't know where America is going, and yes, I still think this country is the greatest country on the face of the planet, but there's just so many strange things happening right now. Like, I am not one of those hardcore conservatives. I don't even know what I am. I just like to speak on things that certain topics that interest me. Like, when it comes across my attention, I like to really speak on it and give my take on it. But man, like, look, adults should be allowed to do whatever they want to do. If you want to cut your thing off and be a woman and dress like a woman and all that, sure. You should let men know that you once were a dude 6 months to a year ago, maybe even more than that, because I don't think that's fair to them. Trust me, there are a lot of dudes out there that won't care. They're thirsty. Trust me. They may not care. They may care about not having kids, but trust me, a lot of these dudes will not care. Should a man be able to date a man? Yeah. Should a woman be able to date a woman? Yep. Should a woman be able to date a woman and a man? If they all happy, I don't care. But leave children out of it. And we always say like, damn, why are y'all trying to force this on the kids? Why are y'all trying to force this on the kids? Well, because kids are impressionable. Kids don't do what they're told. They do what they repeat what they see. So if a child sees certain things, they may not even know that they're doing it because of that, but give it a little bit of time. It's like, you ever cuss around a kid, like your niece or nephew or something like that, and then they get around their parents and they say that same word. May not be that same day or whatever, but it may be tomorrow or later on that day when they pick them up. Whenever they start cussing and they're like, oh, what'd you say? Where'd you hear that from? Uncle said it. And then you get that call like, hey, yo, I need you to stop saying certain things around my kid. They're starting to say that. I was working out and stretching around my niece. She was working out and trying to stretch a certain way, trying to do the downward dog pose, damn near doing a handstand. Kids do not do what they do what they told. They do what they see. Case in point, another case. You ever catch your niece or nephew or a kid that you watching doing something they're not supposed to be doing? And granted, all the adults will be there and be like, hey, don't do that. You know what they'll do? They'll look at you, stop doing what they're doing, and then because they think you're not paying attention no more, they'll start doing it again. You'll be like, yo, what did I just say? Get over here. Come on. So kids are ultra impressive, and before their young minds even develop, they don't know why they're doing certain things. They don't know that it can be harmful for them. They just see things and want to get into it. So when you put these things and plant these little seeds around these kids, what you're initially trying to do is you're trying to enforce them to be the way that you want them to be, as opposed to allowing them to go through life and figuring out, this is what I am, this is who I am, and this is what I identify as, this is what I want to do. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, just because we feel like D Wade shouldn't force hormonal medicine and sex changes on his child before the child is 18 to 21 years old. So my thing is, it's like a kid has to be 18 in order to go to war. A boy actually can be, if they're 18, they're eligible enough to go to the army. If they're 21, they're now eligible to drink. They need to be a certain age to buy tobacco. They need to be a certain age to gamble. But grade school and middle school is old enough to change your sex? What if they change their mind? Grade school and elementary school and middle school, whatever, is old enough for them to see certain heinous things like, yo, a drag queen is a prostitute. That's old enough to be able to see certain things and without them even understanding it. Some of these kids be like, what is going on? When I was a kid, I just wanted to watch X-Men, Spider-Man, Batman, get some toys, watch wrestling, watch a little bit of football, go outside, play cops and robbers, play football on the concrete, chill with my friends. I didn't care about certain things when I was young. Now, granted, my childhood was a lot different than certain people. Certain people were going through unspeakable things when they were children. So I'm not taking that out the way because a lot of people's innocence were stolen as children. That's my point, though. So when you steal that innocence and then try to make it right just because it's happening in school, that's not the right thing to do either. So you're saying, oh, well, let's take church and Christianity out of school. Let's take religion out of school, but then let's add sexuality? Yo, listen, I remember around the time Michael Sam was getting drafted, he was kissing his boyfriend on ESPN. They was playing it all day. I stopped watching it after a certain time. And nor did I complain about, oh, hey, the kids is going to see it, because guess what? I don't have to turn that channel on. My niece and them are here. I didn't have to watch it. It's just plain and simple. Certain things they want. How do I say this? It's like mind control in a sense. Certain things they'll keep enforcing on you and keep enforcing on you so that eventually you either want to get down with the get down. Especially, it's easier for you to do that with kids. See, there's a lot of adults that's just like, yo, look, do what you want to do, but I don't want to see this. They know that an adult will change the channel real quick. A kid would be like, what is going on? A kid would be watching cartoons not knowing what's going on. And then psychologically want to repeat those things that they seen on a cartoon because it's a cartoon. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It's just I'm just ranting right now because I'm trying to figure out what is the goal of all this? What is the point of all this? Like, why do y'all want children to rebel their parents so much when y'all know the outcome of it? When I was younger, I used to want to rebel my parents by hanging out with the wrong crowd, staying out super late on school nights, and just doing a bunch of dumb stuff. But eventually I realized that it was going to lead to my own destruction. And a lot of people, it did. A lot of people are dead, in jail, or on the curb drinking right now. So y'all want them to rebel their parents in a way that could damage them for the rest of their lives. Like, there are adults who make that change and realize quick, fast, and in a hurry, like, yo, this ain't really what I wanted. I always ask that question, like, yo, if you're a gay man or a lesbian woman, why don't you get the sex changed? And it's just like, well, I don't want to change my sex. And I always ask why, and just like, well, going through all that surgery and doing X, Y, and Z, it's just not worth it. For what? What if they don't want to dress like that to identify as that? I don't want to have to shift the goalpost to be that. And look, to some people that do, God bless you. I continuously say I think an adult should be able to do what they want to do. I may not agree with it, but it doesn't make my skin crawl seeing it. I just know how to just be like, oh, well, that's their business, and keep it moving. I don't get it, man. I'm just, like I said, there's certain times I just sit there and just think, like, look, where is this country going? Where are we going as a country? We came I don't know if we came a long way, but we came a ways from the Jim Crow era, the civil rights era, the hippie movement, the war on drugs and all that nonsense. And now we're here. And it seems like that certain section of society is literally untouchable. You can't even sneeze in their direction without getting in trouble. You can't even think a certain way about them without getting in trouble. I'm like, all right, well, listen. Are these not part of our First Amendment and Second Amendment rights? I know our Second Amendment is about right to bear arms, but our First Amendment rights to be able to speak our mind on things that we may or may not agree with. Things that, even if we don't agree with them or do agree with them, things that we just have to question. Like, why is this in school? Instead of teaching them sexuality in school, if you really want to fix the homelessness problem, you really want to fix the problem with student loan debt, you really want to fix the problem with most of the society not making enough money to be able to provide for themselves, why don't you teach business ethics in school? Why don't you teach financial literacy in school? Some of the things we don't need to be learning. As an adult, trust me, you'll learn. Trust me, it's forced upon you. But most people are learning some of these things, and then they get out here and then they're lost. They don't know where to go, what to do, how to navigate through this world, how to make money work for you, how to work in order to get money, how to acquire certain skills. Like, why isn't the regular elementary school transitioning into middle school and high school? Why doesn't that prep you for somewhat of a trade school kind of format, where if you want to be a carpenter, a welder, a barber, a tattoo artist, an electrician, a plumber, a truck driver, why don't they teach that in schools? Quantum physics, learning different languages. Like, we learn different languages, but it's more so like surface level stuff that really doesn't teach you anything. It just really teaches you I think it's really just to bypass the time with a lot of those language classes, to be honest with you. Like, a lot of kids will be really interested, and I think with sports, I don't think it would hurt it, but I think a lot of people jump to sports because they really don't know what to do, because most of the time we're in school learning about stuff they ain't teaching you nothing. Like, if you added some of those trades early on in school, like, a lot of people would graduate and hit the ground running, regardless of what their race or creed or sexuality is. They would graduate school and hit the ground running. But it's more so to keep us in that worker bee mentality, as opposed to not even just the boss and entrepreneurship mentality, but just like knowing how to acquire skills to get high end jobs so more people can make better decisions for themselves. Learn the financial literacy so more people can make better decisions on a day by day basis. Some of these businesses would crumble if people knew how to fend for themselves. But we so worried about the wrong things. Like, I was reading something about TikTok. Like, in China, they don't let certain things go viral because I don't even think they allow you to do certain things on TikTok, because they don't want stupidity going viral. They teach them quantum physics and different languages, coding, cybersecurity, and things like that via TikTok. Over in America, bro, people on TikTok doing all kinds of stuff, gaining all these followers, going viral, doing a bunch of stupid stuff. Like, bro, it's people changing their sex just to go viral. It's people making themselves blind just to go viral. It's people people was jumping off boats just to go viral. And look what it's turning us into as a society. Like, that upper to lower class, that they're getting more and more and more separate from us by the day. So until you have a regime that comes in that's going to change that and make it the way it's supposed to be, I don't know if it'll happen in our lifetime where somebody takes over as the number one powerhouse in the world, but I do see it happening one day to where somebody does leapfrog America and says, finally got you. And y'all so far behind, it ain't even nothing y'all could do about it besides be everybody else and wait for us to bust moves. But that's just my 2 cents, guys. Again, it's your boy Karan from the Karan Bird channel. I'm going to change that name too. But yeah, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. I appreciate everybody who tunes in, people who give their 2 cents in the comment section. Let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me. Leave a like, hit the notification bell so you always get notified when I drop a video. And we just gonna keep cooking day by day by day by day by day, man. I'm just trying to be as consistent as possible. You know, this channel will be about everything that interests me between my fitness journey, my comedy journey, you know, my journey as a content creator, certain things that I see in the news and pop culture. Anything that interests me, I want to be able to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. So this won't be just one specific niche. This just be my personal 2 cents and the thoughts in the world of Karan. Appreciate y'all guys.